Welcome back, everybody. I'm Absurdum. We're going to play some more Battle Brothers Legends mod, doing the solo Crusader playthrough. I switched my chair, which you can probably tell. I have two computer chairs. It's a long story. The cat gets out of the goddamn cat cam. I mean, I was all excited. I was like, well, I gotta start recording cats in the cat cam. There's too much going on right now. I can't handle it. But I have two computer chairs. I have this, like, nice gaming chair that I don't usually use because it's, I don't know, I feel like it's awkward to sit in, especially when you're recording because I want to be a certain distance. It's a long story. Anyways, focusing back on Battle Brothers, because I'm assuming that's why you're actually here. We left on the town of Gruppenheim. We were considering taking this contract to go patrol the roads, and you know what? Why not, I guess. Right? Why the heck not? Let's see what else is going on here. We got our backup helmet, but then we also have Frog Helmet. It's a decent place to sell things. This is 8 coins. Screw it. I'm not sure why it's still there. I must have not noticed. I don't think there's a point in holding on to you. We seem to be decent on food. We seem to be pretty decent on tools. These are actually a pretty decent price as well, surprisingly. Things are only marked up a little bit here. I could probably make some money bringing these somewhere. I mean, we're gonna be running around, so why not? I guess. Why not? Oh, I don't think there's much here for us. Fortunately, that place was disappointing. So we're gonna go down to Ellenberg, and then if I remember correctly, it's Singhoben after that. So it's a pretty decent shot, and then we can probably run through here, and if we don't find something to kill in the meantime, I will be surprised. That's it, just surprised. I'm gonna take off the, this. Probably lost a fair amount of experience by not switching it off for the battles I don't need it for. I feel like every time I say that, though, what shows up? Something that I should have probably had it on for. That's where we killed those guys. Just want to make sure. Because had there been more Noxayers there, we could have relatively easily collected some heads. The ambush trader routes tells me this should be a decent place to sell these uncut gems. However, I'd be wrong. I don't like being wrong. Also, we were just here. Which I knew, but still. Well then. Just Singhoben, I guess. This is a very dangerous place. I feel like there's always trouble lurking around, and once again, here we are. A few farmhands? Oh, that's awkward. A marksman. I'm happy taking this fight on if they want to do it. 9 heads is 9 heads. I think we only need 20, so honestly it's a pretty decent amount. Assuming no one runs away. Look at this guy. Lith. Oof. And Battleforged. That dude's ugly. Alright, let's try to hijack this better spot. I'm not fond of anyone who's lit and Battleforged, to be perfectly honest. Strange. He should have been able to hit me from there. I should have gone up on that guy. I suppose it's not too late. Why he didn't run, I'm not sure, but... Hey. Whoa. Look at Smarty Pants there, taking the high ground. What you gonna do about it? Well, throw those 9 heads in the bin there, and we'll keep on moving. Wow, 2400 experience. Of course, anytime that... Ooh, cat comes back. Staying focused on the priorities. Anytime I swear I record, that's when somebody has to, like, take the loudest freaking lawnmower that you could imagine and just go at it. You guys probably can't even really hear it, but ugh. It eats away at the back of my head. It's all I can freaking hear. What's going on down here? Nothing I want to be a part of. Ooh, they're fighting somebody. And it looks like they're probably decimating them. Just catch the mine. And they're back after me. So to sing up, there was only 8 heads because the dog doesn't count. Which is fair, I suppose. Not really, I think the dog should count, but yeah, no one really asked me, so. Yeah, Golden Goose, this is a decent time to sell. However, we're not really making money off those gems yet. Not terrible money. I mean, we're over 100 a pop. They're uncut gemstones, I mean, come on. Don't do this to me. Not like this. It's been a while since we've had a beer, so we'll buy one. They burned or the L at the stake. Yeah, that happens. Long lost keep on your way here. Plains northeast. Nothing good's coming from there, that's for sure. Well, ironically, that's where we're going to be heading anyways. Staying far away from those goblins, if at all possible. I was going to say, and this is probably it. A master archer. Some marksman. I suppose we might as well burn it. We should get the heads we need. A thug. Master Archer concerns me a little. However, we should be taking less damage thanks to our armor. Not to mention, it's still nighttime, so it'll hopefully affect him more than it affects us. Just, you know, typically how that works, I think. Kill this dog. There's no way he's gonna let me just stay engaged with him, but there's a lot of people here. I'll take this opportunity to try to get a good shot off on him. I don't know why he decided to sit there. Yeah, so he'll rotate out for sure. He'd be very dumb not to, but look at that guy landing that 5%. He's bleeding? He didn't take a shot yet. That nimble almost certainly saved his life, though. Undoubtedly. Throwing the injuries around. Prime or execution. Yeah, he's not even doing anything. He's just sitting there bleeding. I think something about Legends mod has confused these people. There's times some enemies, and he's not even like a new enemy type from the mod. They just sit there and they don't seem to really do anything sometimes. I don't know if it's the mod, because it's very well possibly not, or... See, now he's doing something, obviously, but... or if it's the fact that there's just one of me, and the AI just doesn't really know what to do with that, because that's kind of fair. You know, it's fair. I, would be confused, and I'm not an AI. Hey, dig back. Don't do that. Oh, man, so many are trying to run. I can't engage all of them. Catch our breath a bit. We were spinning to win there for a while. Master Archer wants to go. It's probably one of his better decisions. Let them kill themselves. We'll catch him as long as he's not running for good, or the way he's bleeding out. Shouldn't really matter a whole lot. Fast adaptation, huh? How far can we get? Pretty far. Let's see if we'll try to footwork out. He might. No, he's in it to win it. Alright, and then there were 3. Seems like an archer's here. Let's see what they're doing. Oh, another one this back. For a while there, they would kind of try to re-engage, but now I'm not sure what they're doing anymore. I feel like I hear one over there. I just lagged. It's gonna probably keep on running. Yeah, this is free experience. Kind of can't let it go. Well. Go down and get the other. Nice. 7,000 experience. See, that's what I'm talking about. 5% of that is definitely notable. Well, that's decent. Definitely some decent things here. And we can hold all of it thanks to Donkey. I mean, these bows are usually quite expensive and not very easy to get. But we walked out of that. Relatively unharmed, which I'm quite pleased about. Especially in terms of damage received from armor, or from archery. I'm really, really happy with this armor here. Let's head east real quick. Yeah, that is a shame. What are you fighting? You're gonna win that, right? Oh yeah, you had help. I was gonna say. Even without, they should have won it. With some of this big town here that has nothing to do with gems. Jesus Christ, we're not even making a profit on them. These gems are gonna be the bane of me. This place sucks. You're right, I was hoping to do something good. Ugh. No, for now, we'll just continue on, I guess. Train this in before you get mad about how long we're taking. What do you have here? Where do you want me to go? Crock and Thrall? 2 days from here. You're gonna pay me per head. Like, that's really dumb. Let's see what they get going on there, because I imagine it's not much. Crock and Thrall isn't one that really sticks out in my head as important. Yeah. We have a big town that we can go to. Large city. Alright, let's try there. Just to try to sell some of these things we have. We make it just in time. Screw it, I'll take it. I don't want to hold on to him for that long, to be perfectly honest. Ashamed to sell some of these items. Some gameplays, you're just like, I would love to have these items. And I'm just like, they're garbage loot. It's not lost upon me. It appears a bunch of my food is gonna go bad here quite soon. Not the beer though, wow. But this one day, there's no point in holding on to something that's only gonna be with us for one more day. 2 days, 4 days, 2 days, 3 days, yeah. I think we're better off just buying something here. They have fish, which is strange to me. Where did you get fish from? Right, I think that's a reasonable question. The armor selection slacking. Not terribly surprising. Alright, well, there we go. Who says today hasn't been successful? Just tiny little animal prints there. They make me nervous. Well, let's go out exploring, I suppose. We don't have a tremendous amount of food. We We have an okay amount, but in the next day or two, it will disappear. And I'm nervous to see what's up and around here. Those goblins killed whatever we were kind of tracking there. To be perfectly honest, I wouldn't hate trading, but a plethora of chosen means I'm not terribly interested. Our armor's not fully repaired. Something I imagine we're gonna rock on hold. A rock on hold. Oh god. This actually like knocked the wind out of me a little. I desperately want to see this guy. I desperately don't want to die to him. If only there's a middle ground where we killed him. I definitely don't know if we're able to damage him enough. Shit. They've got the scent. And 5 shrats. Okay, here I thought we were kind of in the clear. And they're faster than me? Jesus Christ. Well, we should have just stayed home. Is it too late to go home? And it'd be one thing if Donkey wasn't here, but Donkey is here, so we'll have to regroup and reconsider our life choices, I think. My wife is working from home today, and I can now hear her like sneeze, just randomly. The background. My wife is allergic to like everything. I think we could take this fight. I don't think there's much to be gained from killing them other than saying we did. Is honestly the thing about fighting the Shrats. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dudes. You don't want to fight each other for any reason, right? Because that'd be kind of cool if you did. Is our armor healed? Not even yet, no. Legionaries, honor guards. There could be loot to be gained from this fight. Some mini few, that's not terrible. I kind of feel like we should just burn it down on the way. In fact, fuck it. Let's just do that. It makes me feel a little more manly for running away. You know, until I die. 18 is a lot more than I thought there would be, I'm not gonna lie. That being said, knock on wood, I still feel pretty good about this. I love the look of the gladiators. I really do. I think they are really awesome in their appearance. More adrenaline there just so I can try to get a good finish off on them. I'm perfectly okay with that. We'll have a rather sexy amount of melee defense there at 114. 114. Seriously, what is that? Nobody knows. It's a ridiculous amount. They still land the net, of course, making their chance to hit me 14 and 9. I'm not gonna say that I'm pretty pleased about that happening. 19, 19. Look at that. Look at that. F this net. We don't have enough energy to spin to win, but at least we are netless for the time being. Oof. Dodge, 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 dodge. Luckily, we only use 10% of our fatigue to dodge all that. Otherwise, we could be potentially in a lot of trouble there. Come on, gladiators. Swarm in. No, don't do that. Well, shit. Oh, you're a dick. Also, I should have saw that coming. Yeah, fuck you. Finally, they miss one. Can we just say that real quick? They've landed a ridiculous amount of nets. I'm not pleased about it. I'm trying to get that high ground advantage off of them. Though I guess their backline would just absorb it, so. I'm not sure that's really exactly what I want from life. Oof. I don't like these low chances to hit their tower shields and whatnot. The fact that I'm bleeding makes me rather unhappy. There we go. I don't think that was an appropriate scream for the amount of damage you just took, but to be fair, Absurdum's probably rather delicate at this point, right? He's probably got like the smoothest skin. It's not often he takes damage. Let's turn this fight around. Just in the nick of time, if you ask me. Now, the real unfortunate case here is going to obviously be the fact. Where are you going? Let's just catch your breath. If they don't know what to do, then we'll just bide our time. The fact that we're going to need to definitely repair before we can get engaged, and it's going to be a lot of repair. What you doing? Why are you running from me? I'm so confused. What are you doing with your life? I don't care if you have high ground, to be perfectly honest. Well, there's a very nice, almost 6,000 experience. One thing's for sure, we've collected a fair amount of experience today. Nothing really great to write home about, though, unfortunately. A broken net that I really don't care about. Actually, I'll auto-collect it just because I have that setting turned on, but I'm not gonna lie, we didn't even get, like, gold or anything? I mean, we got this gold, but, like, no treasure whatsoever? Let's see, we have to be close to getting a level. Yeah, we are. We're only, well, it's all relative, but we're only about 7,000 experience away. Strats. We're slowly losing those strats. I think they're still on our scent, though. Plethora of Orc Young, a behemoth. Normally that's a fight I would be kind of interested in. Yeah, I think they see us. We found another legendary location, which is great, but now's not really the time. Let's go here. We're just going to switch up our camp mode, though. Instead of training, we are definitely going to try to repair. And honestly, maybe we should buy that cart. I'm not going to lie. 18 hours. So even with us doing it, it's going to take a long time. What? I don't like the fact that that just instantly happened. A few of your men turn into tent, each one of them wide-eyed and sweating. Absent-mindedly shrink from each other's touch. Violently push back. You ask what the problem is, and they explain a mob of birds crowing at someone hiding a piece of bread from them. It takes some parsing, but it sounds as though the artifact, suspiciously called Petrified Scream, has been giving them nightmares. You tell the men that the items in inventory and is of no harm. The men quietly leave. You return to your map. Yada yada yada. Lifting the page, you find the Alp's death mask there, and mull over the gristling back premise. You stare at the mask, and you hear something within it. Something clattering its teeth like thrown dice. Damn thing's gonna get lost. Okay, so we didn't lose it. It's just there to spook us, which worked. I am spooked. Luckily, we have already done a fair amount of repairing. Armor's getting there. It's really more my axe at this point. needs repaired, which does make me feel a little bit better. We're healed up, which makes me feel better. Alright, I think we're done. 23 units of tools. Now we're getting a little low on food, but that's A-okay as well. And no one was around to bother us, as far as I can tell. So let's go to the ancient statue here. This is one of my favorite ones. How much time do we have? We have enough time that I can read it to you. A golden statue. The size of castle sits atop a throne with such august stature. It seems he, as inanimate as he is, should rule the land. And perhaps the world would be better for it. This non-speaking entity with such awesome presence may make a finer ruler than a lot of skunks you constantly run into. The bulk of the statue rests upon an enormous disc made of spiraling square stones. Were they coffins, it would take all of 2 bricks to store the Holy Phoenix whole. Wow. Don tilts his helm up, which he's not wearing. If it ain't the biggest thing I've ever seen, I don't know what is. Absurdum, maybe by helm it means his mask. We didn't look. We respect his privacy. I love Don. He might be my favorite character. And it's just all headcanon. Absurdum the Phoenix smirks and makes reach for the sellsword's crotch. I thought the women folk said that little worm is the biggest thing they've ever seen. Well, that's inappropriate. If that doesn't constitute a sexual harassment, I don't know what does. As the company laughs, which is the 2 of you, you step forward and look up. You're not much for kneeling, but you feel the urge here. The statue staring out at the world with firm authority in its hands or out at its sides, one upon his sword, staked into the earth, and the other supinated, as though to weigh justice herself. Ah, yes. You nod the golden sheen present before you. There's not a single scratch of a would-be robber, suggesting the austeral presence still has some ethereal grip on the world. That doesn't make sense. Any smart man would be nicking a fair share from the statue's shins alone. A few mercenaries ask if they could have stabbed by collecting some gold. Well, there's no harm to it. The statue is so huge, perhaps it scared off the lesser scapegraces by superstition alone. You've no reason to let a good thing go. Like a nearly endless pile of gold shaped into something quote-unquote pretty. To help with history, in the artistries, you tell the men to have at it. They leap to the task with tools available, but the second Don makes contact, he falls limp and slumps against the statue. Another mercenary goes to help him. Where we found such a man, I don't know. Rushes the enormous toe and collapses atop the cell store. Just as the company begins to panic, which is now you, the 2 mercenaries pull back to their feet. It's just some random guy that joined for a second, I guess. I don't know. The game doesn't know what to do. I love the fact that the game is constantly kind of like messed up. Not messed up, but just is not anticipating there to only be really 1 or 2 people in the group. The 2 mercenaries pull back to their feet and start screaming about amazing sights. Sights beyond this world. Sights of the future itself. Invigorated by this, the company gladly runs to the statue and starts touching it. And falling backwards like mimes, unexpectedly finding a very real wall. It's like the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen, but each man springs back to his feet, spinning out fantastic stories. You shrug, walk up to the statue, standing before the big toe. The men urge you forward. Sighing, you put your hand and touch the toenail. Nothing happens. You fist the big gap between the nail and the golden flesh. You angrily put both hands in the toe, like it owes you money. Nothing. Well then, looks like you've riches to harvest. You draw your sword. You swing the sword. The second the steel touches the gold, sheen of the world flashes over as though you struck the sun itself and drew blood. The sword continues on into darkness, like a star across the night sky, and it cuts a world of its own into reality, as though you've slashed the magician's cloth off his trick, revealing a room with pillared corners and beautiful silk curtains. And the sword continues on until it slams against a spear shaft. You look down, you see a man with gilded armor and red eyes holding guard with a grimace. He slides across the tiled floor to the right and lets your momentum fall to the ground, and then he twirls the spear round back and strikes forward. You throw your arm wide and close rank with the killer, catching the spear shaft beneath your armpit. and driving forward to stab him beneath his pauldron, driving the sword into his heart. The man's red eyes drain to a pure white and then goes limp and slides right off the steel. As he clatters to the ground, you quickly look around. Against the far wall is an enormous bed with corners marble, each statue shaped to a woman or a man, each of them adorned submissively to what looks like a rising sun. There's an elderly man in the bed who is looking at you, bearded, eyes dim, weathered. Familiar in his stare, he smiles. But it quickly fades. He yells, and you don't understand the words. A shadow slides across the room, and you wheel around to see a large knight with fire in his eyes, bearing down with a two-hander. You step back, flip your sword crosswise, and crouch at the knees to brace for impact. The killer's two-handed slams against you. Your sword, which we don't have, but that's okay. And just like, whatever, details. And just like that, the world snaps away, still frozen in a parry. You can feel insurance of time and space fly by your sides like a plow wind. Ungodly amount of suffering, screaming, living, and dying. And in the far distance, a speck of light that fast approaches until you arrive at your body and your sword hits the statue and swings back so hard it flies out of your hand and sails through the air until stabbing the earth with an earthen chunk. The men look about one another. You go to fetch your sword. I think you broke it, sword, says Don as he gets handy with the pinky toe. You tell him and the rest of the men to pack their things. It's time to leave this place. Looking at the statue, you see that it is all rusted bronze now. You think to ask the men, one of the mercenaries has been gold earlier, but you already know the answer to that. Instead, you stare at the head of the statue, the face, at the familiar face. Puts us in better spirits. I don't know, there's just something about the words, and I apologize because I feel like I butcher reading it, but I just love a lot of the lore in reading this game, and this is one of the really good parts of it. You don't really get anything great, it's just a good mood approach, like improval, but I don't know. I love the golden statue. It's just so bizarre, but it's been about 30 minutes. It's been over 30 minutes, so this we're gonna end the episode so I can get this out to you guys today. I want to apologize real quick for how busy I've been. It's been a very busy time at work. I've had to just because my colleague's been out of town, so I had to pick up some days, and it's just been a lot at once. But now I have like a week off, so I'm super excited. I plan to get a lot of recording done. I know people prefer, or most people at least prefer, these episodes to come out more around daily. So I'm hoping to be able to do that at least for the time being and get back on track to a very regular schedule with this series. So thank you for being patient. It really does mean a lot to me. I'm really, really glad people are excited and want to see more of this. I'm excited and I want to play more of it. So thank you for everyone who's coming by, commenting, telling me how they feel. Of course, thank you to the subscribers. I absolutely love my audience, and it means a lot to me that you guys are here. So thank you. I hope that no matter what you're doing and where you are staying safe, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.